Sky News political reporter Annelise Nielsen joins us live from Harrisburg in Pennsylvania. Well, it's been just a rolling interest level in the US election. We're now almost a week on and there's still plenty to talk about, Annelise. US Attorney General William Barr has given prosecutors the green light to investigate allegations of voter fraud, but he's warned they must only investigate substantial allegations. Have there been substantial allegations that you're aware of at this stage?
Well, this is the big question, and it comes down to how much it could influence the actual vote count, because we've seen the Trump campaign launch a series of lawsuits in key swing states in Nevada, Michigan, Pennsylvania, where I am. But whether it comes down to actually having evidence for it is the key question. What really makes the Pennsylvania case interesting is that there is still a legal case pending here that would be substantial, but it's not relating to voter fraud. It's relating to all those votes that came in after 8 p.m. on polling day, because they've had to be quarantined by an order of the Supreme Court. The Republican Party has argued that they shouldn't be counted if they're postmarked after that date. But what we've seen is that the count is actually coming down to such a fine amount, about 45,000 votes still in it, and there's about 3% of the vote to be counted here. And if that keeps falling within the margin, we've seen the Biden votes falling, even if they won on that point of law, it could mean that they still don't actually turn Pennsylvania.
And where are Republicans in relation to the president's refusal to concede?
This is the really fascinating thing to watch. We've only had 4 senators from the GOP actually acknowledge that Joe Biden's won this election. The rest have really been in a holding pattern, and Mitch McConnell really threw things today into a new stage in this election, in this transition period, by saying that he backs Donald Trump, not conceding that he is allowed to go through these legal processes and should do so, because he says that there are still questions to be answered.
We have the tools and institutions we need to address any concerns. The president has every right to look into allegations and to request recounts under the law. Let's not have any lectures, no lectures about how the president should immediately, cheerfully accept preliminary election results from the same characters who just spent 4 years refusing to accept the validity of the last election, and who insinuated that this one would be illegitimate too, if they lost again.
And we've got some runoffs too, haven't we, Annelise?
That's going to be the really important thing now. I know everyone's talking about Inauguration Day on January 20, but it's these 2 Senate runoffs in Georgia at the beginning of the month in January that's going to be what really this fight is about. It's within the GOP interest to keep this debate going, to keep that concern running, because it will fire up the base, and that's going to decide the balance of power in the Senate and how much Joe Biden can get done in the next couple of years. And we are expecting that that will be a really tough fought race, because voter registration's really increased in Georgia and all eyes will be on it.
I noticed there's a lot more energy out of Joe Biden now that he is the president-elect, and that's certainly what all the signage is saying. He's moved into the transition phase and he's got things underway. What's the tone like on the ground? Is there still any sense of protest? Where is the community in terms of accepting the result as declared by Joe Biden?
That Trump base just hasn't accepted this result. They say that they still want to see these legal court cases go through. What we've seen driving around Pennsylvania since Election Day is the Trump signs are still up, the Trump supporters are still angry, and they're really frustrated. But in saying that, a lot of the Biden supporters are just saying this is time to move on, the election's done, we've heard all this before. And then there's a good chunk that are just so burnt out. People are saying, I can't even watch the news anymore, I can't ingest any of this because we are just so burnt out on what's already been a really big year in the United States, and the coronavirus cases are going up again, and that's really weighing on people's minds as well.
Just one before we go, we haven't seen the president come out and speak in any meaningful way yet. Obviously, we've had material come out on Twitter. Any sense that he'll address the American public at any stage?
There keeps being hints at it, and he's been really busy on Twitter, but really their focus right now is getting all the money that they need for these legal court cases. The Trump administration's been sending out constant emails asking for donations because these are expensive things to do, but he's not conceding, he's not acknowledging any of this, and so we're not really expecting him to front up to the media anytime soon.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll watch it closely. Annelise Nielsen, I know you're staying in the States for quite a bit longer, so we'll keep talking to you. I hope you'll even be there in Inauguration Day in January. Thanks for your time.